Word, son. What do you do, YouTube? It's your boy Jay Divine. Alright, man, before we get into this video, make sure to like button, comment, subscribe, share the word, spread the links, because you know how I do. If you haven't already, you can hit the subscribe button, click the bell icon to be notified every time I upload. Without further ado, let's get up into it. Alright, man, this is a real video. This is not clickbait. This is a way to try to reach and get subscribers and views. This is a real actual video. So if you know this channel, you've been on here long enough, you know what I'm about to say, make sure you sit back, chill, take a pee break, pause the video, get you some popcorn, because you know how I do. But ladies and gentlemen, good friend of mine, Ft.SoftDrinkTV. If you have seen his channel or you know anything of him, he makes retrospective videos on sports games. Just to name off a few: Madden, 2K, NBA Live, NCAA series, so on and so forth. So he does retrospective videos on them, and you know he makes great wholesome content. Y'all go check him out. 120,000 subscribers, and still counting. Good friend of mine. We talk, we chop it up every other day or whenever we get a chance to. Good friend of mine. Now, he has been challenged with a plethora, if you will, if you don't know what that means, Google it, of negativity from this YouTuber named YoMama. YoMama is like, think of Keemstar, but just trying to, you know, I guess try to stir up controversy every time he gets. So basically he makes a exposed, and I use air quotations, an exposed video of SoftDrinkTV because of his difference and his viewpoint about Madden NFL 10, a game that YoMama actually holds so near and dear to his heart, just like we do with every other sports video game. Like I do with 2K5, he holds Madden NFL 10 to his heart, near and dear, right? So Soft Drink in the video, he often uses 2K5 as a reference point when comparing Madden games from the past. And this is the type of stuff that YoMama had to say. So I'm going to let some of these clips run, and I'm going to basically, you know, pick apart all the shit that YoMama says. So like I said, let's start the shit. Let's start the show, okay?
Soft Drink TV. What the fuck kind of football game do you want? See, this is the problem with Soft Drink TV and these morons. Soft Drink, oh my God, it was arcadish. It's a fucking video game, dog. 2K5, and I'm gonna say this fucking for the last time. 2K5 was dog shit. I bought the game when it came out. It was slow, it was sluggish. The button was all out of control. You know the turbo button was the Y button, right? It wasn't the right trigger. You had to hold the Y button to turbo in 2K5. So you couldn't turbo and spin at the same time. You actually had to take your hand off the button to make any moves in 2K5. The buttons was all fucked.
Now, see, this is what I don't appreciate from YoMama, right? Now, he criticizes Soft Drink for the game being too arcadish, as you know, as YoMama said, or as Soft Drink said. I'm paraphrasing what Soft Drink said, but he's going at Soft Drink's neck about what he says. So YoMama says that, and I quote, "The Y button was used for turbo." Let me repeat that. The Y button on 2K5 football was used for turbo or triangle, whatever console you play on. YoMama, this is how I know you didn't play 2K5 long enough, or 2K football in general. For everybody that knows 2K football, I'm gonna let y'all answer this. What was the Y button used for on 2K football? For everybody that played, what was the Y button used for? The Y button was used to shoulder charge. The A or the X button, depending on what console you was on, was used for turbo and also the charge up feature. So you charged up and you had the little reticle at the bottom that would turn red and it will flash and it will vibrate. Then that's when you use the spin, you use the charge, you use the dive, you do stutter step. You know nothing about the stutter step. You could do the stiff arm, left or right. You could do the juke, left or right, when you were charged up, because it made it more effective. The Y button was not used to turbo. You did that right trigger shit. It wasn't used for that. That was more or less using for to try to juke or whatever. I don't really know how the Xbox controller worked, but all I'm saying is what you said the Y button was used for, that was absolutely not it. Okay. You tried to rag on Soft Drink because So you try to say that soft drink was 5 when it dropped. Okay, that might be true, it might not, whatever. But let's keep going. So because soft drink was young and he didn't spend enough time on 2K football or 2K5, and didn't spend enough time on Madden NFL 10, you're gonna try to discredit him for not playing a quote unquote great game that Madden NFL 10 was because he didn't experience it. Oh, he didn't buy it. He didn't buy it. He didn't experience it. So you can't say these things. Yo, mama, you didn't even spend enough time on 2K football. So how can you sit here in the same breath and say that 2K5, the Y button was this, but you didn't even spend enough time playing it to even remember what the controls was? But let's keep on going.
And let me tell you another thing about 2K5 that was ass that Soft Drink doesn't mention. That the stats didn't matter in 2K5. Every quarterback threw perfect passes. Every running back ran the same. Every running back was Barry Sanders. Every receiver was fucking Jerry Rice. There was no gap between players. Everybody played the fucking same. It was slow, it was sluggish. If you played a game of 2K5 back in the day, you played one game, it felt like you was in a 9-hour game because it was so. And now I listen, I understand that motherfuckers want a realistic football game. Facts, I give you that. Okay? I give you that. But you need a little bit of arcade-ish in there. Because you don't want to just play some slow, sluggish football game. All right? That looks like this. This is what he wants. This is 2K5. This is what he wants. He wants this. You know, every quarterback throwing dots. Get back to the huddle, guy. This game just felt like, it was just like, it took forever. You couldn't get out of a replay. The plays look like this. You know, you're walking up to the line. You're like, hurry up. Goddamn, hike the fucking ball. This game was slow. And then look at the camera. You can't even see the fucking receivers. But do I see Soft Drink mentioned in any of these things?
Again, yo mama, you did not spend enough time on 2K football to even understand that stats actually did matter. Okay, let me give you my experience on 2K5 football. Right now, this is before like we were talking about custom rosters and all that shit. When I played 2K5, I ran with the Eagles. That was my team. That still is my team. I'm a Philadelphia Eagle fan. That's what it is. At that time, I had Greg Ward, Todd Pinkston. Who else did I had? I had T.O. I had Freddie Mitchell. These guys that I'm talking about, except for T.O., were practically old. So the only person that I was able to really just connect with was T.O. 99% of the time. He was the only person I trusted with hands. He was the only person I trusted that could actually catch and actually make a play. He was the only person I could trust, aside from him and Brian Westbrook. Those are the only two people I could literally trust. When it came to the run game, Brian Westbrook had it. When it came to the passing, the only person I could trust with passing was literally T.O. to catch the ball. Donovan McNabb was a gunslinger, but his accuracy was just out of there. He had no accuracy whatsoever. He could get it there out of 10 times, let's say 4 out of the 10 times. But the other 6, you better off trying to win the lottery. Okay. Now, you keep talking about how slow and sluggish this game was. If you don't remember, of course you don't, but if you actually remembered, Madden NFL 10 marketed Madden NFL 10, and they tried to say that this game has a slower pace to make it look more realistic and this, that, and the third. So you keep saying about this slow and all this, that, and the third. Do you not realize you can speed that up? I'm pretty sure you went inside the settings and you sped that up. If you wanted it faster, you made the game faster. Same thing in 2K5. You keep saying how the game was so slow, you couldn't skip this. You can literally button past all that. The replays, the huddle. You can speed up when you come out of the huddle. You can do all that. All you had to do was hold X or hold A. That's all you had to do. The camera angle, you can fix the camera angle. You can literally put a custom camera angle on there if you wanted to. Because they use the same camera system that you see in 2K basketball. Same exact thing you see now. They have all of that. So I'm not understanding where this complaining is, because you're just pulling shit out of your ass at this point. You know what I mean? You just want something to talk about to keep this charade or this look at me show you got going on. But let's keep it going forward.
Look at that. What the fuck was that, Soft Drink? What's this right here? What's this? He threw a pick. Why isn't this not an interception? Shotgun ball, throws it right at the guy. He comes down. What's that?
Now, just off that clip alone, let's revisit your comment about how players played the same, stats didn't matter, and blah, 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 right? Okay, so with that logic, he was supposed to make that pick, right? He was literally supposed to make that interception, right? Now, as a competitive gamer, you have to understand that you're not going to catch a lot of these interceptions that you're jumping up for. You're not going to do that. Okay. And I think that you seem to forget that everything here is subjective, but I'm going to attack that at the end. So let's just keep with the facts here. Since you don't like the fact that everybody plays the same, that right there should tell you alone that this game has a bit of realism to it. It's not all what you trying to say that it is. Oh, it plays the same. Stats don't matter. Obviously they do if you didn't catch that. There's been several times in the NFL where a guy literally has a ball thrown straight to him and he just couldn't come down with it. He couldn't catch it, slipped right through his hands. He bobbled it, couldn't catch it. It is what it is. It happens. It's in the NFL. But the thing is about Madden, we're so trained in Madden now that every time a ball gets thrown, it has to be picked off if we're right there. We have forgotten the fact that a lot of the times now that we see guys throwing picks or would-be picks, that not all of them get caught and they happen to get bobbled or they just happen to just not be right then and there. It happens. But like I said, we're so trained now when we play Madden that everything has to be a pick. We forget that happens. And the minute that something actually realistic pops up like that, we seem to say, oh no, this game's broken. This game is broken. It shouldn't be like this. Look at 2K5. 2K5 was a great glimpse of realism. You want to keep saying Madden NFL 10 was so real, which you're going to say later on. You keep saying that, but you seem to forget that stuff like this happens all the time. But you're conditioned to believe that everything's picked off. Everything, if it's user-based, it has to be correct. It has to be 100%. I don't think you quite understand that, YoMama, but whatever. I'm going to let you go off. But let's keep this thing rolling.
I just don't understand that. See, I own 2K5. I could say 2K5 was a decent game.
You know what's crazy? I could have sworn that you just said 2K5 was dog shit. It was trash. It was so slow, but now it's a decent game.
2K5, and I'm going to say this fucking for the last time. 2K5 was dog shit.
All right, I guess go off.
Right? I don't want to see none of this presentation shit. It even had the skip at the top. So if you wanted to skip all this bullshit like a competitive player like myself, it gave you that option. But if you wanted to be soft drink, virgin, no, I'm just fucking good. If you wanted to be soft drink and you wanted to see all the going to the stands and buying hot dogs and all that shit, it gave you that too. So it kind of gave you a piece of both worlds here.
Now, YoMama, here's the problem with you, because it seems to me that you keep forgetting why people keep using 2K5 as a reference point. 2K5 at that time, especially ESPN was probably the GOAT back then. You understand what I'm saying? Like Fox was cool, you know what I mean? But Monday night or Sunday night football on ESPN was just great. Okay. 2K5 captured that very, very well. All right. That's why people hold that so close and near and dear to their hearts, because it captured that environment and that atmosphere of Monday Night Football, Sunday Night Football. You know what I'm saying? We're not even going to talk about the X and O's, but people hold that presentation so near and dear to their heart because they nailed that. They nailed it. Nothing has come close to that, which in this next clip, we're going to talk about that some more. But 2K5 has done a great job with presentation. You can't take that away from them. And again, this goes back to my previous statement that you have not spent enough time with 2K football in order for you to see that, oh, this is why they did that. You'll have to do what you accusing Soft Drink of doing and going back to it and watching highlights to understand. If not highlights, then go out and actually to play it to understand and respect it for what it was at that time. Of course, we got Madden 22 out now, so nothing is going to look as good as that. But you got to understand something. Presentation, they nailed that for that year. They nailed that. You know what I'm saying? Man 2005, let's call a spade here. Man 2005 presentation was lacking. That's just what it is. Let's put them side by side. Presentation was lacking. You understand what I'm saying? The only thing that they could go blow for blow on, and maybe 2K takes the edge just slightly, was the franchise mode. Madden 05's franchise mode was good, but we're going to talk about that a little later on. But like I said, presentation with Madden 05 was awful. You know what I'm saying? 2K5 took the cake on that. Madden NFL 10 was the closest thing they could get to presentation, but it still doesn't nail it. It's just short. It comes up short. But with your nostalgia goggles on, you can't respect that, and you just like, nope. Madden NFL 10 was the best. Nope, I don't want to hear it. Like, yo, mama, come on, man. Like, you really showing your age here, and you can say you're a grown ass man, and all of that, but I don't really think that that's what that is. But let's keep it moving.
They always got to compare it to 2K5, and it's embarrassing. 2K5 is not even close to Madden 10. It's embarrassing, dog. Like, oh, it had a great halftime show, but 2K5 had a better halftime show. Okay? Oh, yeah, it did do all the great presentation, but 2K5... God. Soft Drink is in love with 2K5. He really wants 2K5 to just make love to him. Now, listen to me. If you was 10 years old, and this is what I don't understand about these liars, and this is why I'm exposing Soft Drink today. Soft Drink TV. If you was 10 years old when Madden 10 came out, right? You were 5 years old when 2K5 came out. So you never played 2K5. You never experienced 2K5 when it came out. The only experience you got of 2K5 is 20 years out, when 2K5 is no longer online or you can play the game. You never experienced 2K5. I did.